Hello, everyone. Today, we have a very interesting story for you about a boy who was known for being lazy, but was actually quite smart. By the end of this story, we'll discover how even the laziest person can find the motivation to work hard and overcome their laziness. But that's not all. While we listen to this wonderful tale, we will also learn some new English words and see how to use them in sentences. This is a great way to practice your English in a fun and easy manner, so make sure you stay with us until the very end. Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village, there lived a young boy named Ryan. He lived with his loving parents in a cozy little house on the edge of town. Now, Ryan was known for being very, very lazy. Every day, his job was to help his father in their rice fields. His only task was to chase away the birds that came to eat their precious crops. Most people in the village used sticks or even slingshots to scare the birds away, but Ryan didn't want to move around too much. So he came up with a clever plan. He built several wooden poles in different parts of the field and connected them all with ropes. This way, he could just pull the ropes from one spot to scare the birds, all without ever having to stand up. He could simply lie down and relax. His father was a bit worried about his son's laziness. He often thought to himself, "If I ever get sick, how will Ryan manage to take care of everything on his own?" But since Ryan always managed to get his work done, his father never got angry with him. One summer, a severe dry season hit the village. Unfortunately, during this difficult time, Ryan's father became very sick. This meant Ryan had to take care of the entire field all by himself. He tried his best, but he just wasn't used to such hard work. After a few weeks of struggling, the crops started to wither and die because they weren't getting enough water. Ryan felt helpless. He couldn't save them alone. That night, feeling completely useless and disappointed, Ryan sat outside under the vast, starry sky. He thought to himself, why didn't I ever try harder? Why was I so lazy? Now my family's hope is gone. He felt a deep sense of regret. The very next morning, he heard a commotion in the village square. Curious, Ryan went to see what all the excitement was about. A soldier from the king's palace was making a grand announcement. There was going to be a big competition, and the winner would receive a chest full of gold. Instantly, Ryan thought this could be the answer to his family's problems. It could save them. Without a second thought, he announced that he would join the competition. The villagers who heard him couldn't help but laugh. They whispered amongst themselves, how can someone as lazy as Ryan possibly win against the strongest and bravest people from all over the kingdom? But Ryan didn't care what they thought. He had 3 days to reach the palace, so he packed a small bag and left right away. His parents didn't really think Ryan would win, but they hoped that this journey and the challenge would teach him the value of hard work, and finally cure him of his lazy ways. After 3 long days of travel, the competition finally began. All the participants were gathered near a huge, shimmering lake. Many of them were incredibly strong and looked very fit, which made Ryan feel quite nervous. How can I possibly beat these people? He wondered. Then the rules were announced. The first challenge was simple. They had to cross the lake. The first 3 people to reach the other side would move on to the next round. The countdown began. 3, 2, 1, go! Everyone immediately jumped into the cool water and started swimming with all their might. But Ryan stayed behind, standing at the edge of the lake. He knew there was no way he could win if he just tried to swim against these powerful competitors. Suddenly, an idea sparked in his mind. He ran into the nearby forest, quickly gathered some fallen branches, and skillfully tied them together to make a small raft. He then found another piece of wood to use as a paddle. Ryan thought, this is a race to cross the lake, not a swimming race. I may not be the strongest, but I can be the smartest. As the other swimmers began to get tired from the long swim, Ryan paddled his raft across the lake, slowly but surely. He began to pass many of them one by one. In the end, Ryan finished in 3rd place and successfully qualified for the next round. 2 other participants, who were indeed very strong, also made it. The next day, the final competition began. Each of the 3 finalists was given a massive wooden block. The task was to push the block for 1 kilometer to the finish line. Behind them was a collection of tools they could use to help, but they were only allowed to pick one. The first contestant quickly grabbed a thick rope and started pulling his block. The second contestant took a long piece of wood to use as a lever, trying to pry his block forward. Ryan, however, didn't rush. He stood there and thought carefully about the tools and the task ahead. I can't win this by using my muscles, he said to himself. I need to think smarter. After a few moments of deep thought, Ryan walked over and picked up a small, sharp knife. The crowd was completely baffled. How could a tiny knife possibly help him move such a huge, heavy block? But instead of trying to push the block, Ryan began to carve it. With focused effort, he started cutting away pieces, shaping the block into a round sphere, like a giant ball. After about an hour of carving, Ryan was finished. Now, instead of a heavy, square block, he had a large wooden ball. With a confident smile, Ryan started to push the ball. It rolled easily down the road. Meanwhile, the other two contestants were still struggling, sweating and straining to move their heavy blocks even a few feet. Ryan rolled his ball down the road, quickly catching up to them. Using all his strength and determination, he was the first to cross the finish line. The crowd erupted in loud cheers. No one had ever expected the lazy boy from the small village to win. This story shows us that people who seem lazy can often be very clever and smart. But to achieve something truly great, they need a powerful reason, a big motivation, just like Ryan's love for his family. So, if you ever feel lazy, try to find a strong reason to work hard. Whether it's for your family, for your dreams, or even just to prove others wrong, having a big goal can give you the push you need to give your absolute best. Today, we also learned some new words and sentences through this wonderful story. Remember, learning English can be really fun and rewarding when you practice it regularly. So keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories, and I'll see you in the next video.